So, we're here today on the third day of San Diego Comic-Con with the Women of Wrestling. Who do we have with us here today?
I'm Kandi Krush.
I'm Jeanie Buss, co-founder of Women of Wrestling.
I'm Genesis from Team Exile.
Okay, so what is the elevator pitch for Women of Wrestling?
Women of Wrestling is an opportunity for women to be center stage, to fight their own battles. You know, it's a company of the most talented women in all of wrestling, and it's something that I'm really proud of.
For people that maybe aren't super familiar with wrestling, I would say professional wrestling has sort of been monolithic for the last 40 years. And so, but that's changed a little bit of late. So where do you guys fit into that evolving picture of professional wrestling?
I'll answer that question just because there's not a lot of opportunities for female wrestlers to be the stars of the show. Usually in other wrestling, women are the sideshow. They don't get to be the main attraction. And in wrestling, it's important that women have an opportunity to fight their own battles, to stand up for what they believe in, whether it's right or wrong, and be willing to fight for what they believe in.
And I think this show in particular really focuses on the stories behind the women as well, which is a huge part of what makes you a wrestler. So I think that's what sets WoW apart from any other wrestling show I've seen.
Right. I mean, I'm old, so I've seen Glow.
There you go.
So, all right. So how did you guys come to professional wrestling? Let's start on the left. Kandi.
Sure. So I am a pro boxer. And then I just always love a good challenge. I'm always looking for the next thing that I can overcome and see. You know, I love challenges because they help me see what I'm made of. So I stumbled into wrestling actually, and as soon as I was there, it felt like home. And especially being with WoW, it's a sisterhood. They really embraced me. I thought I would be great at wrestling right off the bat because of boxing, but turns out boxing and wrestling do not feel the same, even though they're both in a ring. If your feet leave the ground in boxing, you're in trouble, but in wrestling, you better get used to it because you're going to get thrown across that ring whether you like it or not. So yeah, I stumbled into it, but I feel like it was meant to be, and I was meant to be a part of this organization specifically with WoW.
Cool.
I'm from a very small town in Australia, didn't grow up knowing much about wrestling, super in an isolated place, and I'm someone who also, you know, got the fortune to stumble across a tryout for WoW. I'd always had a martial arts background, but then learning about this show in particular and then just falling in love with the whole sports entertainment in general is just, that's my story.
That's cool. What made you decide to found such an organization?
I believe because of because of Title IX, there are so many great female athletes that don't get an opportunity to shine. That unless you're a professional basketball player or an ice skater or a female tennis player, where do you go to really get a chance to be a star? And that's why it's important to me that I invest my own personal money into something that I truly believe in.
I saw recently the Netflix documentary on the American Gladiators, and that was a rough living. So are you treating your professionals better than that?
I mean, we can speak on that. You know, they treat us like family. So once you're a part of WoW, you get all of the support and backing that you need. You know, Jeannie's already laid the ground for us to follow in her fearless footsteps. I always say we call her our fearless leader, you know, and she walks the walk. So we're able to do the same and not have to really worry about anything except being the best wrestlers and inspiring others to live their dreams as well.
Yeah. Does Jeannie have an in-ring persona that comes out?
Well, you know, she once shadow boxed with me, and I was pretty surprised that she had some moves. So we might, I don't know, we might see her in the ring one day.
You never know, never say never.
Never say never.
She might break bad and just go nuts on you one day, right? Do you guys watch Heels? Our podcast company covers the show Heels. You ever watch that show?
I have not seen it.
You've not seen it?
I have a friend that's in it, but
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's given me kind of a new appreciation for not the, I would say, the major league of professional wrestling, and gets you up to speed with like the vocabulary and like the people that do it because they truly love it.
Yeah, you have to love wrestling because it's so hard on your body. also your mind. If you're not in the moment, then serious damage can happen to you, you know? It's high impact, full contact, and we basically put our lives on the line every time you step in there. So if you don't love it, you're not gonna go and do that.
Yeah,
you know?
I think this group that I've seen is the most, you know, we don't always get along. It is fighting, but you know, they're the most respectful and passionate people. So, you know, whether you get along or not, there is that level of respect and maturity as athletes, and I think that's great about WOW.
Last night, there were 2 panels upstairs held, storytelling panels, where a wrestler named Sin Bodai was there talking about professional wrestling as a storytelling medium, and he was on a panel with a novelist named Hugh Howey, who, I don't know if you've seen the show Silo on Apple, but that's his storytelling. So they're on the same level talking about storytelling, but from completely different worlds, and that also gave me a kind of a new appreciation to how the storytelling aspect of professional wrestling, is that built into WOW?
Yeah, gosh, I think that's one of the defining factors of WOW, is how much we care about the stories behind each of the women. It's not just, you know, you don't just see what they do in the ring, you see where they've come from, which really shapes, you know, a wrestler and how you perform.
Yeah, we all have different backgrounds on WOW. It's a really diverse roster, and Jeanie and also David McLean, they want to just really elevate that so that we can be our best authentic selves, you know, unapologetically us, and that's the best thing about WOW.
Well, he said something very similar. It was like, he said something to the effect of, you can't take a performer who's not a ninja and make him a ninja.
Exactly, that's what I like to say. Like, everyone's got something, they bring something to the table, and this platform then just elevates what they're already bringing.
1000%.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Where can people find WOW when they are very interested and want to pursue, they're interested in WOW, social, TV, whatever?
All they have to do is go to wowe.com and put in their zip code, and it will tell you where they can watch it on television. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
All the things.
All the things.
At WOW Superheroes.
Yeah.
And Kandi and Genesis, where would they find you?
I'm on Instagram as well, Kandi Krush _WOW, KandiKrush.
And I'm Genesis_WOW on Instagram. Follow me, follow my tag team Exile, where we're here to take it all this season.
Take it all, she says.
We're taking those titles. That's coming for us.